Reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Pilate said to Jesus, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "Do you say this on your own, or have others told you about me?" Pilate answered, "I am not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests handed you over to me. What have you done?" Jesus answered, "My kingdom does not belong to this world. If my kingdom did belong to this world, my attendants would be fighting to keep me from being handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not here." So Pilate said, "Then you are a king." Jesus answered, "You say I am a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." The Gospel of the Lord. This is a difficult feast to preach because in today's imagery, we don't look at Jesus as someone lording it over us as a king. We look at him more as a soulmate, someone whom I can confide my deepest anxieties, my hopes, my joys, my sorrow, someone with whom I can be intimately confidant. The church in Italy held a national congress a few weeks ago. There were 2,500 people who gathered in the cathedral at Florence, Italy. There were 1,000 priests, every bishop from Italy, and over 1,000 lay people. Pope Francis traveled up and gave a talk to them, the longest talk of his pontificate, 49 minutes. And in it he said the church has fallen trapped into two ancient philosophies. The first is Pelagianism. Pelagianism says that we can save ourselves. And Francis says what the church has done is set up structures and rules and regulations, and then we begin the mindset that if I keep all those rules and regulations and if I fit into the structures, then I'm saved. And Francis says, no, only the mercy of Jesus Christ saves us. The second is Gnosticism, another ancient philosophy. Gnosticism says that we reject all the material things of the world and we focus only on the spiritual. And Francis says, but if we do that, then we won't see the face of the poor. And until we respond to the poor, we will not experience the mercy of Jesus. He then went on to say to them, the church can, it must, and it will change. Change is difficult for many people. We're seeing that today as we prepare to make a major change in our Catholic school system. And we'll see it much more evident on the 1st of February when we make a whole change in the parish structure here in the city of Erie. But remember, if change comes, we've talked in the past that we can't just lump our faith into one thing. There are different categories. There's doctrine, which is not going to change. If you're my age, do you remember Credo in Unum Deum, Patrum Omnipotentem Factorum Caeli et Terra? I believe in one God, the Father Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth. That's not going to change. Under the doctrines are the teachings. The teachings have changed, they can change, and they probably will change in the future. Under the teachings are the disciplines. We did away with meat on Friday. That was no meat on Friday. That was a discipline. We did away with the strict regulations of Lent. That was a discipline. Clerical celibacy is a discipline. I'll be 97 years old when they change that one. And then under that are the practices. Some people say the stations, some people say a rosary, some people like the Latin Mass. And so when the changes come, remember where they belong. Nothing's going to change in our doctrine, and so we have nothing to fear. But we have to speak to the modern world. And as the Pope says, the church can, it will, and it must change. Amen.